Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to today's lesson. Today we are going to learn how to find area of compound shapes. Before we start, hope you have your calculator, pen and a notebook with you. Before we start, let's look at the learning intention of today's lesson. We are learning to calculate the area of compound shape formed with basic shapes. Every lesson has a success criteria. Let's look at the success criteria of today's lesson. Today you will learn you'll be successful if you can identify basic shapes from compound shapes, find the missing lengths, and also use the correct method to calculate the area of compound figures. Okay, when we look around us, we can see lots of compound shapes. For example, look at the sitting room given. We can see examples of compound shape from this sitting room also. What is a compound shape? Compound shape is a shape made up of two or more basic shapes. It is combination of different shapes. For example, this window, it is made of a rectangle and a semicircle. So, this window is an example of a compound shape. Let's look at this sofa. It is in the shape of a letter L, right? It is L shape. So, which basic shapes form this compound shape? There are different ways we can split the compound shape to basic shapes. For example, this L shape we can divide into a rectangle and a rectangle. So, it can be two rectangles. Is there any other way we can divide this compound shape? Yes, there are other ways also, right? So, how many different ways do you think we can split the compound shape to form basic shapes? We can split this compound shape into a rectangle and another rectangle. So, two rectangles, but this time you can see rectangle A is smaller and rectangle B is bigger, right? That is also one way we can divide. Or we can have a rectangle and a square. So, two rectangles and one square. That is also a way we can divide this compound shape. Or we can have a trapezium and a trapezium, two trapeziums. And that is also a way we can divide this compound figure. Is there any other way you can think? Okay, so we have four ways we can divide the given compound shape. Now it's your turn. I'll give you one question. You have to identify the different ways we can divide the compound shape to form basic shapes. So which basic shapes form the compound shape given? Look at the shape of the window. I'll give you 5 seconds for you to think. Time's up. So let's look at the window. What are the shapes we can divide this window into? We can have a triangle and a rectangle. Is there any other way? Yes. We can also have a trapezium and a trapezium, two trapeziums. Now let's look at another question. Look at the shape of the cake. So which basic shape form this compound figure? I'll give you 5 seconds for you to think. Time's up. Now, this cake can be a square and two semicircle. Two semicircle means a circle, right? So, this cake can be a circle and a square. Let's look at another question. Look at the shape of the logo. Which basic shape we can split this compound shape into? I'll give you 5 seconds for you to think. Time's up. Let's look at the answer now. We have a trapezium and a triangle, right? We have a trapezium and a triangle. Now, let's look at the definition of compound shape. Compound shape is a composite shape made up of other basic shapes. You should know compound shape is also called composite shapes. Okay, some examples of compound shapes are given below. You can see different compound shapes. Each shape can be split into basic shapes to find the area. The method to find the area of compound shape is we break down the compound shape into smaller manageable basic shapes. Basic shapes include square, rectangle, triangles, trapeziums, parallelograms, circle or a sector. Okay. For example, this plus sign, we can divide this, split this into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares and find the area of each square separately and then add the total areas to find the area of the compound figure. Let's watch a video now. Before we look at the example, let's recall the area of basic shapes as these areas will be these formulas will be very needful in today's lesson. First, let's look at the formula to find the area of square. Can you tell me how to find the area of square? What is the formula? Very good. The formula to find the area of square is L into L, or we can say L squared, right? And then we have the rectangle. What is the formula of the area of rectangle? Area of rectangle is equal to length time breadth. Okay, next we have the triangle. The base and the perpendicular height is given. We can use the formula. Can you tell me the formula? Okay, very good. We can use area is equal to half base into height. Now we have a trapezium with length A, length B and the perpendicular height. What is the formula to calculate area of trapezium? Good job. Area of trapezium is equal to half A plus B into H. Then we have the parallelogram. What is the formula of parallelogram? Do you remember the formulas? Okay, we have area is equal to base into height. Next we have circle with radius r, right? What is the formula to calculate the area of a circle? Very good. Area of circle is equal to pi r squared. Last week we have studied sector, right? What is the formula to calculate area of a sector? Do you remember? Very good. Area of sector is equal to theta divided by 360 into pi r squared. Hope you have recalled all the formulas. Let's try an example now. Worked example 1. Find the area of the shape given below. Look at the shape carefully. What should we do now? First, we have to divide the original shape into smaller manageable shapes. Smaller manageable shapes include triangle, square, rectangle, trapezium, parallelogram or circle. Okay, so what are the shapes we can see from this compound shape? We can see a triangle and a rectangle, right? So we have a triangle here and a rectangle here. Now we know this rectangle, the length of the rectangle, the length is given 8 kilometers and the breadth is given 5 kilometer, right? And also we know this triangle, the height of the triangle is 3 kilometer, but we don't know the base of the triangle, right? We don't know. This is the missing length. Before we continue, we have to find this missing length. To find this missing length, we know the base of the rectangle is 8 kilometer. Therefore, this length will also be 8 kilometer because rectangle opposite sides are equal, right? And we know this 1 kilometer and 3 kilometers. When we subtract 1 kilometer and 3 kilometer from 8 kilometers, we can get the missing length, right? So what is 1 plus 3 is 4 kilometers. So 8 minus 4 giving us 4 kilometer as base of the triangle. Now we have found the missing length also. So we have the triangle 3 kilometer, height is 3 kilometer and base is 4 kilometer, and the rectangle with 5 kilometer and 8 kilometers, right? Now can you tell me the formula to calculate the area of the triangle? Area of triangle is equal to half B into H. What is the base? It's 4 kilometer and height is 3 kilometers. So we have 4 times 3. You can use your calculator and get the answer as 6 kilometers squared. Okay. Now the same way, let's find the area of the rectangle. What is the formula to calculate the area of the rectangle? It is L times B, 8 times 5. What is 8 times 5? You can do it without calculator also, right? You get 40 kilometers squared. So area of the triangle is 6 kilometers squared and area of rectangle is 40 kilometers squared. Now we have to add, to find the area of the compound shape, we have to add the formula, add the answer we got, add the area of triangle and rectangle. So we have 6 kilometers squared plus 40 kilometers squared. It will be without calculator also we can do this, right? Because it is simple question. So 40 plus 6 is 46 kilometers squared. That means the area of the compound shape given is 46 kilometers squared. As it is area, we have to write square units, okay? And please don't forget to write square units. Let's look at another example. Calculate the area of the following compound figures. So first we have to identify what are the basic shapes we can see from this compound figure. So we can see a triangle, right? And a rectangle and a trapezium. So we have 3 different basic shapes. First we need to identify, this is the triangle, right? We need to identify the length of the triangle. So we know the perpendicular height of the triangle is 6 centimeter, but we don't know the base of the triangle, right? So, but we know the length, this length is 15 centimeter, right? And we know this is 15 centimeter and this length is 6 centimeter. So if we subtract 6 centimeter from 15 centimeter, we get the base of the triangle. So 15 minus 6 is equal to 9 centimeter. So the base of the triangle is 9 centimeter. And we already know the rectangle. This is a rectangle with a 15 centimeter, with the base 15 centimeter and height 6 centimeter, right? And then we have a trapezium here. This trapezium, we know the longer length is 15 centimeter, but we don't know the shorter length, right? Shorter length we don't know, but we know The shorter length we can find by subtracting 6 centimeter. This 6 centimeter from 15 centimeter. So 15 minus 6 is equal to 9 centimeter. So the shorter length of the trapezium is 9 centimeter. And also we know this height. This height is 9 centimeter and the height of the rectangle is 6 centimeter. So if we subtract 6 centimeter from 9 centimeter, we get the height of the trapezium. So 9 minus 6 is equal to 3 centimeter. So we have found the lengths now. We have the lengths. We have the three shapes with all the lengths. Now we need to find the area of each shape separately. So first step was we split the compound shape into basic shapes. Next we found the missing length, and then now we are going to find the area of each shape separately. So the area of the triangle, what is the formula to find the area of the triangle? Very good. Area of triangle is equal to half B into H. And what is the base? 9 centimeter and height is 6 centimeter. So half into 6 into 9. You can use your calculator and get the answer. It is 27 centimeter squared. Okay. Now we have the rectangle. What is the formula to calculate the area of rectangle? Area is equal to L into P. Very good. Then we have 15 into 6 centimeter giving us 90 centimeters squared. And can you tell me the formula to find the area of trapezium? Very good. Area of trapezium is equal to half A plus B times H, right? So the lengths are half 6 plus 15 times 3. And you can use, when you use your calculator, you get 31.5 centimeters squared. So now we have the area of triangle 27 centimeter squared, area of rectangle 90 centimeters squared, and area of trapezium as 31.5 centimeters squared. Now what we have to do is we have to find the area of compound shape by adding all the areas. 27 plus 90 plus 31.5 giving us the area of compound shape is 148.5 centimeters squared. So the area of the compound shape given is 148.5 centimeter squared. Okay. Hope you have understood both the example. Now I will give you 2 minutes for you to try a question. I hope you all will try this question. Okay, we will discuss the answer after 2 minutes. Read the question and try the question now. Okay, let's discuss the answers now. Calculate the area of the front view of the house. First, let's identify the basic shapes we can see in this compound figure. Here we can see a triangle and a rectangle, right? We know the length of the rectangle, but we don't know the perpendicular height of the triangle given. So first we need to identify the perpendicular height. We know this whole house, the height of the house is 15 meter, and we know the rectangular part, the height is 8 meters. So the perpendicular height of the triangle will be 15 minus 8, right? We have to subtract 8 from 15, giving us 7 meter. Okay, so the perpendicular height of the triangle is 7 meter. Now we know the length of the triangle, and also we know the length of the rectangle, right? As the rectangle, a base is 12 meters, the base of the triangle will also be 12 meters. Now we need to find the area of the rectangle and triangle separately. So what is the formula to calculate area of the rectangle? L into B. So we have 12 times 8 giving us 96 meters squared. And the triangle, what is the area formula to calculate the, what is the formula to calculate area of the triangle? Excellent. It is half B times H, half B base into height. What is the base? Base is 12 meter and height is 7 meters, right? Now we have half times 12 times 7. You can use your calculator and get the answer as 42 meters squared. After finding the height, after finding the area, we can add the area of the rectangle and the triangle together. Okay, so we can add area of the front view of the house is equal to 96 plus 42, giving us 138 meters squared. So the area of the house is 138 meters squared. Please don't forget to write the unit. Okay, it should be always use square units. Hope you have understood today's lesson. Before I conclude, let's recall what we have studied today. Today we have learned what is a compound shape. A compound shape is a shape made up of two or more basic shapes. This is an example of a compound shape, right? We can see compound shape all around us. When we look in around our sitting rooms, our houses, we can see different examples of compound shape. To find the area of the compound shape, firstly, we have to break down the compound shape into smaller manageable basic shapes. Here, basic shapes refers to triangles, rectangles, square, parallelograms, trapezium, and sector, right? And then after breaking down, let's say this pool, we can break down into a triangle, rectangle, and a rectangle. So it is in the shape of L, two rectangles, right? There are different ways we can split the compound figures, but it's up to us to use one of the ways, okay, we feel more comfortable with. Then we have to find the area of each shape. Before you find the area, make sure you know the missing lengths. Let's say we have to find the area of this rectangle and area of the rectangle separately, okay? Make sure if there is a missing length, find the missing length before finding the area. After finding the area, you have to add all the base area of all the basic shapes. Area of compound shape is equal to area of first rectangle plus area of the second rectangle. In this example, it was a pool, right? So it was made of two rectangles. So area of compound shape will be equal to, it will be equal area of first rectangle plus area of the second rectangle. Okay, so I hope you have understood today's lesson. Thank you.